such great body control, and they can fake you out.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. And Washington has taken a first-quarter lead.
Up to keep their drive alive.
Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Larry down now on the year. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up.
And that was a beautiful ball right there.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. And number 8 on the year. And Washington has taken the lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for
each other, and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. And now on the year. And the Jaguars are an extra point away from
You don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. And it is caught. They get the 2 points, and with it, they got it. Now, if you're the defense, you feel some major pressure, don't you?
Well, they put it on you, haven't they? They've told you you are the unit they believe in. We'll find out now if they can make it hold.
In the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they plan to do going in, whether they just...
On a high note, but we'll still finish 3 games below 500 at 7-10. And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for Washington, they'll finish a less than stellar campaign with a mark of 6-11. And this is a team that has a few good pieces in place, but could stand to get deeper and younger all around. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. And his kick is right. Here's Carr. And it is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Texans push further out in front.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group, seeing the future.
Touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Buffalo. And from the gun, it's Carr. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Just half. And the Texans will extend their lead here just before halftime. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter. Here should be an easy one. And his kick toward wrapping this one up. Now Carr. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. Back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. But that makes this a 2-score ball game. And, you know, the way this thing has been going, Charles, 2-down territory. Again, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything. Back to throw. He finds Watson. It's caught. And he is across and in for the score. And now they get with the extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win. Yes, sir, that touchdown puts them in striking distance. And let me tell you something. Forget being conservative here. Go for it. Go for 2.
Places to make things difficult. And he's got it here for the 2 points, but there is a marker down. So we'll have to see what that's about.
Still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Buffalo coming in this spring's draft, it's a team for whom a roster overhaul may be on the way. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
has practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. And the Saints take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. You'd have to imagine for a team that's lost 3
on the play each and every time. You may not like the call, but they're usually spot on.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Touchdown. A great effort. Lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. There was no going through the progressions on that. It's first and goal just outside the 5. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Second mark of this fourth quarter. And in his 15th
business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams right there with them. That's the type of game a coach
in finale, but it will still mean a sub-500 season as they finish at 8-9. And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they wanted desperately to finish above 500, but that will not happen, as it is an 8-9 season in the end. And they can take solace in the fact that this team never quit all the way to the end.
The tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. Touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are going to take a first quarter lead. It's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown. A great effort there. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And not
well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make it.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play of the game. And the Lions have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild scene to go with speed on the field rather than.
Touchdown, Giants. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Back to throw again. He's going to try and go deep again. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A great effort there. His 6th touch. The Lions have broken our tie as they take the lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long.
And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the.
They're under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Touchdown. That's caught. A great play there. In the final seconds of the year, in the final stages of this first half. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they?
And his kick is indeed.
But they never did.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. Bring it! Touchdown, Detroit. Great ends have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting. But I am excited about this. And I know game planning. They were facing a top 10 defense, so they had to make sure that everything was buttoned down, and they had it ready to go, and their guys executed.
Yeah, they were concerned not only about moving the ball, and now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Detroit, it'll be double digits in losses as they fall to 7-10 for their final mark. And I think you have to say, ultimately, this was a team that really underachieved. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And in for the Steelers this season. And the Steelers have taken a first quarter lead. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes.
Doesn't read his keys properly.
Flush to his right. He finds his man, complete. That's Morgan. And finally out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4. A big play that time for Cleveland. But then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he...
Off play action. Fry. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Chris Conley to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, this from 37. And his kick is... They'll try to run this one in. And this time he is in. They'll try to run this one in. And this time he is in. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And once again, the
border comeback. And he hits a big one right there.
Jackson will score. Touchdown, Steelers. It's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to... You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. It's their second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Browns have retaken the lead. That touchdown, Charles,
makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here?
And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
And this one right here gave up because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah.
Wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Pittsburgh, they'll finish a game below 500. High picks coming in this spring's draft. It's a team for whom a roster overhaul may be on the way. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
You're not going to back up and play coverage deep. We're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back...
They're all the way in for a Miami touchdown. And the Dolphins are going to take a first quarter lead.
It's never any fun, Brandon, when you're the defensive team and the first drive of the game, you give up a touchdown. The key is not to get down. Make those adjustments. Not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know that sounds really generic.
Challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Flush to his right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. A great
steady sets his guys up in excellent shape for the first and goal.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Antonio Brown, the first half. And the Colts are once again going to retake the lead. So that really an almost perfect. Throwing is Manning on third down. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Terrell Owens this year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your... Back to throw again. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great
10 defense, so they had to make sure that everything was buttoned down, and they had it ready to go, and their guys executed.
Yeah, they were concerned not only about moving the ball through the air, but also on the ground. They'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Miami, it's a tough loss to take as they'll finish things off at 9-8. But they've got better days in their future. Of that, you can be sure. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people hit for good measure.
They'll look to throw now on first down. The open man is Clark, complete. Puts it on the carpet, it's out. It's picked up by the Titans. And they have possession.
Just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. And it's a Titans touchdown. Record just before halftime.
A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. They'll run on first down. It's Bennett. Big hold of the 30. Room here to run. Touchdown.
And goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. One-score game again here in the fourth. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, the strength? Had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they can hang their hat on. So for Tennessee, the win here in Week 18 gives them a pivotal 11th win on the year, running their final mark to 11-6. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, the loss means they finish with a mark of 10 wins and 7 losses. And they'll get their shot at playoff football as they'll be on the road next week as a wild card. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And this one, look.
That one free.
And he is kicked back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Here. This to make it a 2-score game. And whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they plan to do going.
They do get the victory that pushes them over 500 for the season as they finish at 9-8. And that is maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but a better than average season nonetheless. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, it'll be double digits in losses as they fall to 7-10 for their final mark. And I think you have to say, ultimately, this was a team that really underachieved. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
They've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Escaping the pressure right. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories. And you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do. And when you have
Sunday in the National Football League. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. His his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game.
And back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefit.
They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together. Find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great play there.
That certainly has to feel good, and it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback defense is guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
They'll try the ground game with Jackson. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Cowboys, they'll keep it on the ground. Staley. And this time he is in. On 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the 4th.
I don't know how many more of these my heart can take, my man. I just don't know. Another big touchdown late in the game. Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Dallas, they do get one final win, but it finishes off a 5-and their shot at playoff football as they'll be on the road next week as a wild card. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports. They find some open field here. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play. Have taken the early lead. Well, they said they want. Back to throw again. Flush to his right. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have. Off that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now
a play fake here on 1st down. He'll buy some time right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. Touchdown, Chicago! His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick...
yourself by keeping him on the line of scrimmage, but no, not on that one. Got the step on him. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
Back to throw. Green. And he's got it. Touchdown. Oh, but there is a marker on the field. So now the question, who is this on? Goal. Back to throw. Green. Touchdown. It's complete. A great play there. The Seahawks have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. Well, with that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring up a point from earlier in the year. Some of the fans were saying it makes it tough for an offense to communicate. It's 3rd down. They'll try and run for the first with Dillon. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great effort there. 10th on the season. And the Bears have taken the lead. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short,
it certainly worked.
it certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever.
On the year, running their final mark to 11-6. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they will bottom out as the loss gives them a finishing mark of just 2-15. And you have to figure that this is a team that will look a whole lot different come training camp next July. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody. Now Palmer on first down. And a quick throw here that's complete. Touchdown! Troy Fumagalli down and score on the opening drive.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to the first and goal.
McNabb to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. And how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
But it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
Touchdown, Bengals. A great play there. With the Bengals are an extra point away from tying this game here in the fourth. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A fourth quarter touchdown. 2nd and 1. He'll buy some time right. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. A great touchdown number 8 on the year. And
they did it, and they did it well.
So for Cincinnati, they conclude the regular season with a final record of 11-6. And at 11-6 on the year. And it's going to be wait and see time as they figure out their status for the upcoming playoffs. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create...
And all the way! It's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. He sets to fire deep. And this is caught. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. And the Jets lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game.
And fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. Patriots have cut it back within a score.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you...
And his kicks, 3 first downs.
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Smith now to throw. Flush to his right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. And the Jets will extend their lead. Showed some of his improv skills there, getting flushed out of the pocket, but still able to make the throw for the score.
So that means he's not a method actor?
EA Sports. On first down, Jordan. And he's going to take it in for a Jets here. And the Jets look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. So the first drive ended in 3. To throw on 2nd and 10. Brady. He's going to take another shot here. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots.
And brings it in.
Brady will look to throw for it. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's usually a touchdown or less because these two teams know each other better than most teams in the league. In this case, that didn't hold up. On the road, big margin.
On the year. And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for New England, the loss means they'll finish up the regular season at 10-7. And they'll get their shot at playoff football as they'll be on the road next week as a wild card. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Matt Ryan here. And the Packers take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes field goal team here. This a fairly straightforward 22. Round ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Eluding the pressure right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Touchdown of the season. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. That could be an important swing. Throwing is far. He's going to air it out deep for Green. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Packers. Matt Ryan winding down. And once again, the Packers, they're back out in front. They had just given up the lead, and they get it right back.
Yeah, how about that? Answered quickly. Got right by a run, and I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or two towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, he's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown. And the Cardinals have once again taken the lead.
And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete
on EA Sports. Escaping the pressure right. Touchdown, Packers. A great play there. The Packers have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Plenty of scoring here of late in our punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fielded at the 20. Touchdown, Packers. Just
running the ball well.
Yeah, they've mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Touchdown of the year. And the Cardinals have made it a one-score game again. Here the
not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, you get that hands team rep.
Prior to a game, and assessed, you know, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal. Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know, this is...
So for the Packers, they do get that 10th win of the year as they finish up at 10-7 overall. And that is maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but a better than average season nonetheless. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they wanted desperately to finish above 500, but that will not happen as it is an 8-9 season in the end. And they can take solace in the fact that this team never quit all the way to the end. From the left hash, this from 37. And the 13-year man.
And set up their offense in great shape.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rodgers flush to his right. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. On play action, they'll throw. Got a man. It's caught for a Ravens touchdown. That's a pretty good recipe for success. Flushed out right. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Charger. 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. He'll look to throw. And in for the Ravens touchdown. And the Ravens have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
Play here. We're going to call a timeout. Run the ball.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown.
Your breath, and they come out of their seats. That one falls incomplete.
And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late time.
I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. They conclude the regular season with a final record of 11-6. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they wanted desperately to finish above 500, but that will not happen, as it is an 8-9 season in the end. And they can take solace in the fact that this team never quit all the way to the end. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL.
Find open receivers and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting more and more comfortable with each completed pass.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Travaris Cadet. It's after a loss. That's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
Hey, they can talk all they want.
Responsibility, the ends versus the tackles there, Charles.
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. And the 12-year veteran.
When you think a defense least expects it, and I think the first play of the 3rd quarter qualifies. They came right out firing.
We'll try for 3. Right hash, 37-yard attempt.
Ball is finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise.
And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Have broken the tie. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like Verge popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. The 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Out of the afternoon. And the Raiders are an extra point away from tying this ball game here in the final moments of the 3rd quarter.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right?
And his kick is indeed.
Going to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally.
The ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels.
Victories were few and far between as they'll end the year at 5-12. And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, it will indeed be a 10-loss season as they wrap up 7-10. And I think you have to say, ultimately, this was a team that really underachieved. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody. Davis. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Davis again. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. On the year. And the Rams are an extra point away from... And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. And how about this? It's complete. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds.
Get away.
Now a first down throw, Warner. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Marcus Wheaton, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Rams have taken the lead. They'll try again with the arm here on second down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. From tying this game here in the fourth. And we are set up for a fantastic finish now. A fourth quarter take the lead here in the final minute. And this one.
You remember when you called that play? Everybody just go long and try and find someone open. They gave it a shot, but unable to successfully complete it.
So for playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for L.A., the loss means they finish with a mark of 10 wins and 7 losses. And as division champs, they will host a playoff game next week in the wild card round. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.